Hey, welcome back, everybody. Thanks for joining us once again on the High School Sports Beat. I'm Dave Yates. It's time now for the High School Notebook, and that, of course, means it is time for Matt Trabold. Matt, thanks for joining us once again.
Thanks for having me on.
Hey, Matt, let's talk a little girls soccer to start things off. Let's talk about Pittsford Mendon. Seems like year in, year out, this is a program that just continues to flourish.
So when it comes to girls soccer teams that entered the final week of the 2020 regular season undefeated, that select group includes Class B1 Palmac Palmyra Maston, who we discussed a few weeks ago, Avon and Geneseo in the various C classes, C1, C2, Hilton and AA in the first year in the program for head coach Rick Trabold, and a trio of teams in Class A, including, mentioned a second ago, Pittsford Mendon. Unselfish senior Grace O'Hara is again one of the top few players in Section 5 and one of the most complete offensive pieces in the section. It's hard to be a more poised goalie at this level than Ari Lofer. She is a great clearing and distributing keeper. Wingback Lauren DeMarzo is one of the toughest players around, including booming headers in the middle third. Sophomore Elena Barr is the shortest scorer on the roster, 5'1", and on top of her recent scoring outbursts, she's really plays much bigger than she stands, aggressively, always getting a foot in there. These Vikings also super well coached. You always have to mention that. Very knowledgeable, well coached on how to use throw-ins on top of everything, which is kind of a lost art in some forms of soccer in this country. So it's really good to see. That's just one of those little tidbits that's really good to see, that aspect of the game for kind of soccer nerds like the two of us.
I wouldn't call myself a nerd, but okay, whatever, Matt. You think about the nuances of the game, and that's one of the things, like how to use a throw into your advantage is something a lot of teams don't take advantage of. Talk about teams that are once again still flourishing. Let's move on and talk about another one of the lower classes.
Yeah, so it looks like girls soccer sectionals eyeing November 10th as a start date. One of the brackets to watch in one of those lower divisions you mentioned a second ago, size-wise, Class C1. Some of the middle-of-the-pack teams in those standings are promising, like Bishop Kearney. We mentioned them a few weeks ago as well. And the Bloomfield Bombers, their top scorer is junior Cam Lewis, not to be mixed up with the Buffalo Bills starting nickel corner. Captain Lauren Bell is a speedster running down the flank, which means clean passes crossed in. She is a player teammates feel confident kicking the ball up ahead to, and that she will be first to. Freshman sweeper Chloe Rayburn is good defensively, underclassmen or otherwise. And when she does take a run up, she has the poise and touch that make her look like she's been there before. Keeper Liv Casperson is calm in high-pressure situations right on top of her. Class C1 is going to be very interesting here in a couple weeks.
Now, we talked about Pittsford Mendon as being one of the girls' teams that's perennially a powerhouse, and we talked about the coaching. How about the coaching for one of the top boys' teams in the area?
Yeah, so coaching, both very big headlines recently, and just kind of what's been going on this season as a whole. Just one more year of a lot of success. Unsurprisingly, Livonia boys soccer is again a staple in Class B1 this season. The program won sectionals in the class every year from 2012 to 2017. The Bulldogs are at the top of the 2020 standings. Right up there with Wayne Eagles. We've mentioned them before. Senior head coach's son, Ewan Maxwell, is on the top rung of Section 5 soccer players this year. He's a free kick specialist. I saw him score 2 free kick goals in a single game a couple weeks ago. Junior Bryce Huang gets a lot of header wins versus taller opposing players. A ton of power in him, around 20 points already this season. Captain backliner Jack Donnelly comes up a good amount with talented, precise feet and dribbling. He distributes well when he gets up there. Shout out to head coach Ray Maxwell, who recently got career win number 500 in a victory over Wayland Cohocton 4-0. The son of national and international professional soccer officiating legend Bill Maxwell. Hey, his record right now in Section 5 is 501, 160 losses, and 56 ties. Whoo boy.
That is very impressive. And Matt, you yourself are also very impressive. Thanks once again for joining us, bud. We'll see you next week.
Thanks for having me on, man.
All right, we're back with more of the High School Sports Beat right after this.